Michigan. The lights are on in the big house, and this crowd, clad in maize and blue, certain that they will hail the victors in the Wolverines' home opener tonight. There's just something about the nightcap. After a day of wall-to-wall football, it just seems this is when chaos ensues. As we'll see, the Pandas taking on a team from the Big Ten, the Michigan Wolverines. For EA Sports College Football, I'm Reese Davis, joined here in the booth by David Pollack and Jesse Palmer. And guys, let's get this thing started. The Wolverines will get us started with the opening kickoff. Coming out with it, it's Jeffrey. I know he thinks he can house every return, but sometimes you just have to take a knee as he stopped at the 14. The Pandas' offense is going to be backed up thanks to that lackluster return. And here comes their veteran leader. He has been through the battle, guys, and there are plenty of expectations this season.
Yeah, and there should be expectations.
Fires into traffic, and it's picked off. Never really got that return cranking, but the offense is set up at the 30.
I'll tell you what, defensive dream, right? You dream about coming out, setting the tone. You practice your script all week of what you want to be in and how you want to be successful. And bam, right out the gates, forcing the INT. Let's go.
Couldn't ask for better field position for this offense. Wasting no time throwing on this drive. Taking a shot on the first play. But that one falls incomplete, trying to get a chunk play on that one. After the misconnection, it's second down. Out of the gun, the inside handoff, looking for a crease. And he's called most to that first down marker there, saying he's a little bit short. They might want to bring out the sticks and measure, but it looks as if he'll be just short of the first down. Bulls his way forward. Finally pulled down, but not before. Moving the chains for a first down. And the Wolverines come to the line with a fresh set of downs. Going up top on first down. He'll take a shot. Snagged in the end zone. Touchdown, Michigan. They're on the board first here in the season opener.
And this offense gets on the board and the first passing touchdown of the season, and I feel pretty confident saying the first of many. This offense looks like they're in a good rhythm, and this passing attack's going to be hard to stop.
Ready to try the point after. And he's got the extra point, and it's 7-0 to start this one. Quick work on that scoring drive, just 4 plays. And the finisher, an 18-yard touchdown throw. The returner will field it and try to set up his offense in great field position. And they'll bring him down to get the offense started on the next drive. The roar of the crowd trying to fuel this defense to keep them pinned in their own end. They bring him down, and he's going to lose a yard on that one. Didn't get much done on that first play of the drive. It's 2nd and 11. They try to pop a run on the draw. He's knocked down in the backfield. He'll lose a couple. Backing up and backing up on the first 2 plays now to try to throw it in drive on 3rd down. He'll pull it down and run. And he is not going to get there as the defense gets him on the ground. The Pandas will punt it away on 4th down. On the move, looking for a little sliver of hope. Returns like that, and while you don't settle for the fair catch if you don't have to, picks up just a little bit of yards to help out the Oaks. Makes a connection. Knocked down immediately, but a big gain down to the 45. The give on the inside. And they'll stop him just short of the first down, just inches away from moving the sticks. They move the tight end all over. From the gun, leaves it on the inside with the back. Wrestled to the ground after picking up the first down. It'll be a 1st and 10 from the 29. To the ground. He's got it again.
Now that's what you're trying to do as a defense. Limit those damages when they run the football. Get them on the ground, short gains to set your defense for positive situations down the road.
Thrust that arm out. Got enough space. And you race it to the house. Touchdown, Wolverines.
Yeah, and now this offense building that lead. It's still the first half, but I'll tell you what, shown some glimpses of why they could become a really, really good offense. Listen, you go into halftime, more of the same, right? Continue to do what you're doing, take care of the football. This offense has looked really good in the first half.
Lining up to tack one more onto that lead. And the extra point pushes the lead to 14. A very efficient 5-play scoring drive. And he capped it off with a 27-yard touchdown run. And they desperately wanted to attempt a return, but decided not to. Instead, they'll take the touchback. From the shotgun, the handoff to the back. Not much doing there. He gets it to the 26, a gain of 1. Didn't get much on first down. It's 2nd and 9. The give to the back. And the defense holds firm. No pickup at all on that play. Somebody needs to make a play here. It's 3rd and long from the 26. The freshman able to get home with the sack. How frustrating for an offense to not only see the extra defensive back with the dime package, but still have their quarterback get hit.
And when you go down, this is a passing situation. And if you're a defensive lineman, I'm pinning my ears back. I'm not playing the slightest bit of run. I don't care if they run the football. I'm getting to the quarterback. Nice job understanding that, rushing the quarterback, getting them on the ground.
4th down, and the punt team sends it the other way. He's got great speed. Working his way on the return up to the 40-yard line before he stopped. And here comes the Michigan offense back on the field. David, they'd love to do what they did last time and put this one in the end zone.
You ain't lying. They did a great job. The offense was clicking. Everything went well. Palmer, they executed and got the touchdown.
And they really were in a nice rhythm as well. And I'd love to see that here on the next drive, too. Just keep doing what you're doing. Everything seems to be working, and you seem to have this defense on their heels.
It's caught. They make the stop right there. Good pickup. It's still short of the first down. Just shy of midfield at the 47. The defense needs a 3rd down stop. And he's brought to the ground, but not before he gets enough for the first down. The Wolverines come to the line with a new set of downs. They'll run it out of the shotgun. And I think they'll give him 2 on that one. 2nd and 8 coming up. Kept it on the ground on first down. Now back to the line. They'll run it from the gun. Tackled after picking up the first down. And the Wolverines are flying down the field. He'll come out throwing on first down. Fires to the wideout. Soft spot in the middle. He knew exactly where he wanted to go with that one, and they've got enough for the first down. From the red zone, looking for a space. It's complete on the right side.
Nice quick throw there. It's so important for quarterbacks to be able to find a rhythm and to be comfortable and confident. You want to just get the ball out quickly, make it an accurate and easy throw. And you can tell that these two guys, they rep that play in practice all the time, and it's now showing up here on game.
And he's got it! Touchdown, Michigan!
Well, the quarterback had the matchup he wanted. His big tight end with that wingspan working against that defender in the end zone. Man, that QB will take that matchup all day.
And let's hold on just a minute here as the officials are going to have a second look. And they take another look at the play, but the officials on the field were right, and the play will stand. And the extra point will tack another one onto this lead. Let's go to the studio now and check in with Kevin Connors. Kevin, what do you got?
Fellas, I think at least a portion of your audience will have an interest in the one that just finished up. Vanderbilt is going to walk off the field there in Nashville with a much-needed victory. They had this one circled on the calendars for some time, and regardless the score, that W has to feel good. The circle of life in college football, where one team moves on feeling like kings, and the other heads home licking its wounds.
Kevin, thanks a lot for that one. Sounds as if they had a good one there. That run epitomizes a veteran, savvy senior who knows how to find space. They'll try the running game off the right tackle. And maybe he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that. Got stuffed on first down. It's 2nd and 10. Here's the handoff. And the defense snows him under after a very short gain. The D thinking bring some heat on 3rd and long from the 44. From the gun, wants to pass. He took a hit as he threw it and couldn't deliver the football. It's incomplete and 4th down's coming. And the Pandas will line up to punt it away. And the ball will bounce at the 4 and find its way into the end zone for a touchback. Bunch formation trying to confuse the secondary. Power football with the run. Into the pile, maybe got one. He stops at the 21. We've reached the end of the period, and Michigan has the lead. They wanted to strike first and strike hard, and they've been able to do that here in the first quarter as we take a look at the stats. Now the challenge here, they've taken a punch, but they can't let it get out of hand as we start the second. He'll run it again. They'll knock him down after a 6-yard gain to the 27. They'll try to move the chains on 3rd and short from the 27. Looking to throw for it. Unloads to the wideout. That 3rd down pass was coming in hot before it fell to the ground. The Wolverines will punt this one away. He'll call for the fair catch here. Offense set on 1st down. On the run, it's Craig. He's knocked down in the backfield. He'll lose a couple. After getting knocked back to open this drive, it's 2nd and 12. He's looking to throw. Coming after him. He's going to be able to pick up a few yards before the slide. Big 3rd down coming from their own 31. Defense tries to get off the field. They'll try to power their way ahead. Really nice run there. Good, solid pickup, and they'll move the sticks for the 1st down. The Pandas come to the line with a fresh set of downs. Softened them up with a run. Now to throw. And those two couldn't make the connection. It's an incomplete pass. Didn't connect last time. Let's see if they throw it again on 2nd down. From the gun, the running back has it. They bring him down, and he's going to lose a yard on that one. If they can convert here, that type of play can really give you a shot of momentum. On 3rd and long, try to convert through the air. And they couldn't hold off the heat, and he goes down with a sack. He is a menace rushing the passer. Career sack number 20.
I mean, some people just have a knack for getting to the quarterback. What a great job throughout his career. Getting there, getting him down, getting pressures. He has been a quarterback's worst nightmare.
I was just going to say, David, you don't sleep well as a quarterback the night before you have to play against this guy because he is going to sack you. That is a guarantee. Death, taxes, and sacks for that guy.
Guys, here come those maize and blue winged helmets on offense. Here's another opportunity, Jesse, to stretch out this lead after punting last time.
I think it goes back to your playmakers, Reese. I think it's finding the guys that have been working for you earlier on in this game and getting them the football.
And there's obviously no need to panic. I mean, think about it. You got the lead. You got the football. You got to be smart with the football. Make your plays. Put a good drive together here.
Fires to the big fella. And he laid the lumber to stop him from getting the first down. Still some work to do after that last completion at second down. From the shotgun now, here's an inside give. One-step wrap, two-step squeeze. This junior knows how to get him on the ground. He'll put the tight end in motion. On third and short, the power run here. And they'll bring him down, but not before he picks up the first down. And the Wolverines are rolling down the field. Off the play fake on first down, wants to throw. Got it in the middle, it's Harper.
I love when they sneak the big fella out of the backfield. They're usually blocking so much. Nice job with a little play action, slide and give him the rock.
Feeling some heat. Under heat, he gets rid of it. Nothing to do with the football, and he just throws it away. It'll be third down. Trying to pick up a first down. Bully ball on third and short. The Wolverines get it past the sticks. It's first and 10 from the 38-yard line. Right back to the well. Not a whole lot of progress made there on the short run after picking up a couple at 2nd and 8. Off the play fake. Fires left. Got him downfield. The stop is made, but this offense is threatening. First and goal from the 9.
And the quarterback knew exactly where he wanted to go with the football. Had time, spins the ball deep. Nice job by this offense, understanding what the defense is giving them and creating the explosive play.
He bullies his way all the way down to the 5-yard line. Second and goal for the offense. The run up the middle, looking for the score. Touchdown Wolverines! And they take it in for 6. Follow the blockers. The offensive line will take you to the hallelujah land.
And I tell you what, most of the time, Reese, it requires a little bit of skill to find that hole and slither through a little crack. That was not a crack. That was wide open. Didn't take a lot of vision because the blocking was outstanding.
On to attempt the try.
Kicker is on for the extra point.
The kick is up and good and put one more on the lead. They marched 79 yards on the drive, and they punctuated it with a 5-yard touchdown run. Here he comes from inside his own 5. Didn't find any crease in that kickoff coverage, and he'll be stopped at the 17. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. He'll do it himself. That play just never had a chance. They knock him down for a loss of 5. Tough way to start this drive. Now they'll try to fix it on 2nd and 15. And he was hit just as he released it, and it falls to the turf. Wow, this offense is just stuck in the mud. They've already punted 4 times, and it's third down now. And he is snowed under, sacked at the 7.
And how about the true freshman? We've heard about this guy. We heard he's got a chance to be really, really good talking with coaches this week, and he gets his first sack. Listen, guys, I'm a pass rusher. Everybody remembers their first sack.
And the Pandas will call on their punt team. Doesn't say much for your drive when you're looking forward to the punt. Gets it away, good distance, but more importantly, just the direction he wanted. Michigan ready to get that offense rolling again. That last touchdown drive was surgical through the air, Jesse.
It sure was, and that's why this offense is so dangerous, David, because they can score in a hurry because of how efficient they are throwing the football.
And welcome to modern college football. That's what it is. Spread you out, find my playmakers, make quick decisions, and really put defenses in a difficult situation.
Out of the gun to give to the back. And the defense makes the stop after a minimal gain. Ball's at the 47. They're looking at a third down and short. Wants to go up top. And that third down pass had some serious juice, but they couldn't hook up. And the Wolverines will try to pin them back with the punt. This will be the second time they've had to kick it away. And no shot at a return here as the punt flies out of bounds. No reason to be in a big rush. They have some time here late in the half. The give to the back. And he found plenty of running room on that one before the defense was finally able to get him down.
First down for the offense.
The RPO, fire complete to the left. They make the stop after the catch and still some work to do to pick up that first down. We've made our way to the 2-minute warning, and now they'll try to at least cut a little something off of this lead before the break. Quickly complete. They got him at the 42, but he got 5 yards on the play. The Pandas moving quickly to the line.
First down for the offense.
Wants to throw on first down. And that's a mistake you don't expect to see from a senior, and he is lucky to get it back. The incompletion brings up a second down. They'll run play action. Grabbed over the middle. It's Peterson. And that was some kind of collision between a couple of big bodies there, and he stopped from getting the first down. Wants to throw on third. They're trying to get to it. And it's intercepted. A turnover for the defense. And they'll close in on him after a good return on the interception.
This is obviously not a great start for this quarterback here. 2 interceptions already in this game. He's got to do a much better job with his decision making.
And here comes the Michigan offense back on the field. They had to punt it away on their last possession, but man, what great field position this time.
I mean, this is awesome. Like, last possession didn't go great. Now you're set up in an opportunity to get some points. Start thinking about what plays I like, Jesse, as I cross the field.
There are a lot of offensive coordinators out there, David, and in this position, they like to take a shot right away and try and capitalize on this field position.
Hits him in stride inside the 10. Touchdown, Michigan. And they add 6 more to the board with that trip to the house.
I bet this coaching staff is jacked up to get this offense firing so fast early in the season. On point. A lot of times it takes time to build the rhythm. It takes time to get it rolling. This offense started the season off with a bang.
Lining up to add another.
The kicker is on for the extra point.
And they tack on the extra point for a 35-0 lead. And let's check in with Kevin Connors in the studio. Kevin?
Guys, right back to your game after we update the nation on this one. Iowa looked like a program ready to take the next step after a big road win today. This was a complete team effort from the Hawkeyes. Offense, defense, and special teams doing its part. Heck of a showing. 60 minutes of football and a convincing outcome, and certainly a game with implications far beyond just the standings, fellas.
And Kevin Connors keeping an eye on everything all over the country. Sounds like they had a good one there. He's run out of bounds, but not before. Turning in a big pickup and moving the sticks for a first down. He's going to pass. Finds the tight end. There's a timeout called as this offense tries to find a way to draw a little closer. On second down, he'll let it fly. And that's going to fall to the ground incomplete. That was a physical matchup there. Third down coming. From the gun, wants to pass. Grabbed in the middle, it's Peterson. Here's a timeout on the field. Tight game here late in the first half. Just a few seconds remaining here as they try to put something up before halftime. And the senior would love to have that one back. Just a little too much on the pass. Second down after that incompletion. He's looking to throw. And the pressure gets to him. Down goes the quarterback. They'll use a timeout right before halftime. Maybe time for one or two more plays. One more play before the teams head to the locker rooms. On 3rd and long, hoping to throw beyond the sticks. He is brought down and sacked. That is not the offense's ideal way to finish up the half, but we'll head to the locker room. We played 2 quarters here. Time to go to Kevin Connors in our halftime update.
Guys, it is tough to beat the big house when it's full and rocking as it is today in Ann Arbor. And we've got to start our halftime breakdown with this superstar running back. His elusiveness, his raw power. This young man is the total package. And his ability to catch the ball out of the backfield is a differentiator. A lot of guys can hit the hole. This kid can hit the hole and hit the home run in the passing game. With that said, let's send it back to the fellas in the booth at Michigan Stadium.
And the Pandas will try to kick this one deep to get things underway in the second half. He'll bring it back from inside his 5. Didn't find any crease in that kickoff coverage, and he'll be stopped at the 17. Guys, here come those maize and blue winged helmets on offense. Quarterback on the keeper. Shakes off the tackler. And they try to run inside, and there is nowhere to go. They'll line up for a second down play. He's looking to throw. He's got his man. He's brought down quickly. Minimal gain there, still a bit short of the first down. They'll need to convert this 3rd down from their own 22 to get this drive jump-started. He wants to throw it. Going to try to pop one on the screen. And they wrap him up, but not before he gets enough on the catch for the first down. The Wolverines come to the line with a new set of downs. Quick strike complete.
Good job reading the defense by the quarterback on that RPO. He waited to see how the defense was going to play the run. He saw defenders bite up close to the line of scrimmage, and right away he knew he had the slant throw right in behind.
And the Wolverines get enough for the first down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. This time they'll go to the running game. Continuing to turn and move it forward, and they're closing in on midfield. It's down at the 48. 6-yard pickup on first down. Leaves them with 2nd and 4. Toss sweep to the right. Tackled, but he has a first down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. Leaves it with the back. Trucks through the defender. In his sophomore season, he's really learned to find that running room. They'll snap it from the 34 on 1st and 10. They'll leave it with him. Finds a crease at the 20. Give him 88 yards rushing, and this offense wanted to establish the ground game, and man, have they started the season right in that regard. From the shotgun, the inside give. Pulled down after a gain of 5. It's at the 9-yard line. It'll be 2nd down, and remember, they can pick up a first without scoring. Movement here from the tight end. Going to the running game. Oh, he left him grabbing. Touchdown, Wolverines. And the stomping has commenced.
Everybody's getting in on the fun now for this offense. From the opening whistle, they have been up and down the field. Starters are scoring. You've got backups in the game now. And I love the play calling. These guys came to your school to play in this offense to score touchdowns, so let them go do it. Make this defense prove they can stop you.
They'll try to add another to their lead. And with the extra point, the lead is even bigger. So a drive there of 84 yards. And what a way to finish it with a 9-yard touchdown run. He thought about bringing that out for a half second, but he'll take a knee and they'll bring it to the 25. They'll put this one in play. First snap of the drive from the 25. They'll throw it on first down. Got his man quickly.
This quarterback right now is in a groove, and he's doing a nice job in increasing. He's reading the coverage, and he's getting an idea of where he wants to go with the football. That's why the ball's coming out of his hands so quickly. That's why he seems like he's in a great way.
And not much doing there as that defense runs him out of bounds. Third down play from the gun. Trying to beat the D deep. He's got it downfield for a huge gain. They'll finally put the brakes on him at the 3. A big throw, catch and run on that one.
You gotta love aggressive offenses. You get third down and short, a lot of defenses thinking run. They got fourth down in their back pocket. This offense is aggressive, takes the shot, makes the big play, goes from their side of the field to now set up first and goal.
After that big play, they're trying to pay it off right on the goal line. Powers forward. And he takes it to the house. Touchdown, Pandas.
Yeah, and this offense needs a spark, man. Down big. Listen, it's game one. It's not the end of the world, but we got a deficit. Got to put some drives together. Nice drive here. Now the defense needs to do their part because they got to put this thing in turbo.
Now they'll line up for what they hope is automatic. Splits those uprights right in half. Quick work on that scoring drive, just 4 plays. And close the deal with a 3-yard touchdown run. Here's the return from inside his 10. Nice job executing all of the assignments as they put a stop to that return at the 22. Michigan ready to get that offense rolling again. This offense has really been clicking in the game so far, Jesse.
No doubt. Everything their play caller is dialing up, these guys offensively have been able to go out and execute them.
Yeah, and it's just maintaining the lead. Keep doing what you've been doing. You got a big lead. Let's just keep piling it on until they find an answer.
They bring him down, and he's going to lose a yard on that one. And the running game has collapsed so far on this drive, and now it's third down. He makes the connection. And sure, tackling there to keep him from getting to the first down marker. The Wolverines line up to punt it away. Really good job by the coverage team to make the stop, and that's where they'll put it in play. Opening play of this drive comes from the 34. They'll go to the ground. Nowhere to run on that one. He loses 4 on the carry. A negative play to open the drive. Let's see what they've got on 2nd and 14. He'll pull it on the read. Good, solid run on that one as he gets it up to the 33-yard line. They line up, and it is a long way to the sticks from here. On third down, he'll try to pick it up through the air. And the defense gets to the quarterback.
This has been a frustrating day, and I'm not sure it's going to get any better. You're already down huge. Listen, this offense can't protect this quarterback. They don't do anything right now. This defense has had their number all game long.
The Pandas will send out the punt unit. 3 and out, they got stuck in reverse. They hope the punt can bail them out. Slips through the line. The coverage team was down there to corral him. They made the stop, and they'll mark it at the 39. And here comes the Michigan offense back on the field. They'll have another opportunity to extend this lead after punting last time, David.
And it's important to put that punt behind you. It's over. Let it go. Get back to what you were doing that built this lead.
Yeah, and defense, obviously, they won a few downs that last drive, so we got to put them on their heels here. Maybe mix up a few personnel groupings and try to...
He's got it on the left, and he'll ramble to the 34 before he's finally knocked down.
Man, if I'm a defense, I got to find a way to get some more pressure on the quarterback or disrupt their timing and their rhythm. I can't give them these big chunk plays through the air. I got to be maybe a little bit more aggressive or do something a little bit different.
With that, he's got 101 yards rushing, and he's making sure the defense feels him in this opening game. The play-action fake. Throws to the wideout. And it's picked off at the goal line. That's one way to make a stop. And a big return after the INT sets up the offense for this possession.
And that's got to feel good, and that's a play this young man is never going to forget. His first interception of the season. Great job reading the QB's eyes and getting to the football.
Looking for a productive play on first down. He wastes no time and comes out throwing. With the catch, it's Sheffield. They stop him almost immediately. Short gain there and still a little ground to cover to pick up the first. On the option. He maybe gets a yard. They'll mark him at the 29. A third down try for the offense.
It's third down.
We've reached the end of the period, and Michigan has the lead. They built a comfortable lead after 3 quarters of play. Let's take a look at how we got here. So will the beatdown continue, or is this a comeback for the ages in store? We'll see as we start the fourth. Looking to pass, it's Wicks. He's got his man. Just couldn't find any room, and he wound up throwing it in reverse. They lost yardage.
3 plays out. It's fourth down.
They're throwing for it on fourth down. Looking to the big tight end. And that pass picked off. And he's wrapped up after a solid return on the pick.
And that's a really good job by the defense, understanding the situation of football. It's fourth down. It's late in the game. You got a multi-possession lead. Take away all the deep stuff. Make them force the football into coverage. They do, and they stamp this game.
Guys, here come those maize and blue winged helmets on offense. That last drive was promising for a while, but you just can't mess it up at the end with the pick, Jesse.
No, you've got to be able to finish drives, especially in this game if you're going to win. And, David, they've got to be able to eliminate the mental mistakes.
Yeah, and I don't think you get conservative or play it safe. You can trust your guy. I think you put the ball right back in his hands and let him do his thing.
Touchdown, Michigan! And the route is on.
Game one, you want to come out, put drives like that together, score a bunch of points, and especially at home. Give your home crowd something to get excited about. They have today. They've been jacked up, and they're going to go 1-0.
Lining up to tack one more onto that lead.
Extra point.
And with the extra point, they push the lead out a little further. And for a quick update, let's go to Kevin Connors in the studio.
All right, fellas, here's a final update on a top 15 clash. Alabama endured a hostile crowd and the challenge that always comes with playing away from Bryant-Denny Stadium, and the Tide came away with the win. It wasn't a blowout, but it is a W. We'll see a lot of games this week, but few will have as much of an impact on the new top 25 poll next week as this one, gentlemen.
Yeah, how about that? Sounds as if they had a good ball game there. Kevin, thanks for the update. And the pass is incomplete thanks to a big hit. Boy, could they use a conversion on 3rd and short from their own 24. Fires to the wideout. Got his man downfield. And they'll finally catch up to him, but not before a big chunk of yardage is picked up.
The offense has struggled. They're not going to win this game, but trust me, this coaching staff is still trying to find things to build off of for next week. And after an explosive play like that, maybe they can generate just a little bit of momentum and gain a little bit of confidence that they can keep coaching up heading into their next game.
Looking for a man. It's Wicks. Wide open downfield. Just carving up this defense and getting it down to the 24. And the Pandas are moving quickly down the field. From the gun, they'll try to impose their will. And he does a really nice job finding open space and making a good gain before the stop is made. Off play action. Got it behind the line. It's Jeffrey. The defense wouldn't let him loose there, and it was a completion, but they lost yardage.
Third down coming.
3rd and long, and he'll try to throw for it. And the defense makes a play, and they get the quarterback down at the 26.
They got more sacks than a grocery store. Goodness gracious, time and time again, getting to the quarterback, getting him on the ground. This defense having their way.
And they'll have to settle for a field goal try. This might be a little easier if it were straight on, but a 43-yarder from the right hash. Smashes it between the uprights. And the field goal was good. They get 3 on the board, but it really doesn't matter much in terms of the deficit.
And I know a lot of people are scratching their heads why they try to kick that field goal. You're in the 4th quarter. You're down a boatload of points. A field goal isn't going to do it. If you want to win this game, you need touchdowns. I would anticipate for every possession they get from here on out, man, you've got to be way more aggressive.
So they were able to put up a 3 spot on that last drive, and now the kickoff team out there as they prepare to put boot to leather. And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. Michigan ready to get that offense rolling again. The give to the tailback. He now has 108 yards rushing, and he's making his presence felt in this first game. They can really be aggressive after that last play. It's 2nd and 3. Give to the running back. Not much he could do there. Does pick up 2 to the 34. It's 3rd down from their own 34 as they try to keep the drive moving. They'll try to get the first through the air. Unloads to the wideout. A strike downfield. He's got enough to move the chains, and they'll spot it at the 47. And the Wolverines with the 1st and 10. From the gun, running back on the move. And a good, solid pickup there before the defense knocks him down. Got 8 on 1st down, now looking at a 2nd and 2. Now on the counter. Brought to the ground, but not before getting enough for the 1st down. With the 1st down, they'll put it in play from the 33. The inside handoff. Gets it inside the 30, down to the 27, a pickup of 6. Got 6 on 1st down, now a lot of options on 2nd and 4. Pulls and fires it complete to the right. He's brought down, but he went backwards after that completion, not the way they had it drawn up. On 3rd and long, he has to throw for it. Looking for the end zone. Throws for the end zone, picked off right at the goal line. And they'll drag him down after a good return on the interception.
And that's such a great job of seeing the play, seeing it unfold, breaking on the football, making the interception, and you will absolutely never forget getting that first career INT, that big play, that big moment.
1st down for this offense. Looking downfield, it's Wicks. Pocket starts to collapse. And that defense gets to him, and down he goes at the 9.
You gotta love a defense that just is flying around and having fun. That's what these guys look like, right? All game long, everything has gone their way. And here we are early in the 4th quarter, and they're still bringing their A game, getting a sack on that last one.
Let's see how much they can get on 2nd and 9 from the 20. He's looking to throw. They're bringing heat. Not much of a chance there. He just had to get rid of it to avoid the sack. Not exactly the ideal situation for this offense. 3rd and long, backed up inside their 20. And he intercepts it. And they'll close in on him after a good return on the interception.
It's all about making plays, and this guy's been waiting to make his mark on this team. He gets his first interception of the season. What a momentum-changing play for his team.
And here comes the Michigan offense back on the field. Boy, they had that last drive moving a little bit, David, but then the mistake just crushed them.
Yeah, and those mistakes are going to happen. You're going to throw the football, you're going to throw interceptions. But I think I stay aggressive with this offense. I get back to what I did in the first part of that drive, what made me successful.
I agree, David. Just turn the page if you're a quarterback, right? On this drive, you did a lot of good things there leading up to that pick. Forget about it, move on, play the next play.
Makes the catch. And the defense able to drag him down, but not before. They'll recycle that down marker. The Wolverines are threatening on 1st and goal. They'll try to get it in with the run. A solid pickup there before the defense is able to make the stop. We reached the 2-minute warning, and this offense is that much closer to salting away a victory. Trying to slam in. Touchdown, Wolverines! And the punishment has been extended.
Points, and more points. This offense has had their way. They just keep their foot on the gas, keep putting up points, keep putting up touchdowns. And you know what? This is one of those stats days. You look back and you're like, that guy had 12 touchdowns in the year. Well, 4 or 5 of them might have been in this game.
They'll try to add another to their lead. And with that extra point, the lead remains in the gargantuan category. About to kick it off after punching it in for the touchdown. He'll bring it out from inside his own 10. He was hoping for something a little more dynamic, but they get him on the ground at the 20. A lot of field in front of them as they open this possession from their own 20. Back to throw, it's Wicks. Gets it to the back. And he'll pick up 1. It brings up 2nd and 9. Short completion last play. Let's see if they throw it again. He's looking for a man on 2nd down. And the quarterback caught up to and sacked at the 12.
The defense puts the exclamation point on the day. They have had a wonderful day, man. Doing everything great. Just, you could tell they were dialed into what was going on. And now just throw another sack in the equation, hitting the quarterback, being disruptive. They've been all over the field.
This defense has kept them backed up. Now one more stop, and they can get off the field on 3rd and long. Trying to get to it. And it's picked off again. His night vision hasn't been on par. Looking for more room. Touchdown, Michigan. What a great play by the defense and paying it off with the interception return.
Dude, you didn't think it could get any worse, right? You thought this game's over as it is anyways. Offense still throwing the football, still trying to make plays, and the defense just continues to pour it on, gets the pick, makes its way all the way to the end zone.
PAT unit on the field. And the extra point will tack another one onto this lead. They're lining up to kick it off after the pick 6, and that defense will come out feeling it. On the move from inside his 5. Didn't find any crease in that kickoff coverage, and he'll be stopped at the 17. Offense getting set for 1st down. They're going to open this drive with a pass. Gets rid of it. He's got it. Excellent job working through the air. They're finding a hole in that defense and picking up a 1st down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. Trying to find his man on 1st down. Throws to the wideout. Catch in the middle, it's Benson. And he gets it to the 45-yard line, and that'll be a 1st down. They get a big win here and start the season on a positive note.
You got to love that as the players. You come out, you have so much anticipation coming into the season, finally getting ready to play in front of a live audience. You're able to come out and execute and get this win under your belt. David, couldn't be a better way to start the year.
And for the losing team, obviously, it's a little bit different. You have something to look at now to analyze where do I need to get a little bit better, but plenty of time still left in the season to improve and turn it around.
So that's going to do it for us. For Jesse Palmer, David Pollack, I'm Reese Davis saying so long. This has been another presentation of EA Sports College Football.